Hellfire Productions. Come see me every Friday on Facebook Live, 10 a.m. We'll see you. Come join my evil empire and try to stop my evil plan. It's the Josh Show. All right. Hi, and welcome to the Josh Show. There, J.Mo. I appreciate you coming here today.
Of course, thank you.
Welcome. So, we found each other on the music group app, and you had some pretty cool music that I liked listening to, and you were interested in coming on the show. So that's why I'm having you on here today. So I'd like to learn a little bit more about you, about how you started your career first, and
I was always a big fan of music growing up as a kid, like usually like at family gatherings and stuff like that, music, and I was always someone who liked to dance to that stuff, and I really thought about my whole life being like as a musician and stuff until like fifth grade. I was trying to impress this girl, and I thought the best way for me to do that was by singing, so I did like the whole Jackson 5 sort of thing with some friends, and it turned out pretty well, and like since then I was always a performer, but I still wasn't thinking of myself as a singer at the time.
right.
And yeah, like I always enjoyed like making people happy with my music and just performing and stuff like that. My first like I guess like moment as an artist, as a singer and stuff came around 2017 when I joined choir and stuff, and like that gave me a chance to open up as a singer. And the following year, I learned more about guitar playing and stuff. And yeah, since then, I was always like uploading my music onto like music apps like SoundCloud, and like eventually came up with my YouTube channel for uploading music and just having fun with it. And yeah, like since then, I always had fun just releasing music for everybody, and like I'm still learning now how to be more of an artist and like, be creative and stuff like that.
So, do you have one specific genre that you like to play in, or is there something that you're very passionate about, something specific way of playing?
Let's see. My one main genre that I like to listen to is rock and roll, like classic rock and roll, like Elvis Presley, Little Richard, those guys.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. I'm a big fan of Elvis too, so I loved Elvis growing up. I thought he was the coolest person ever. And I thought to myself, it would be kind of interesting to follow that. And I was like, it was even just so eerie. Just for some reason, I can do a really good rendition of one of his songs, but that's about it. So I do okay. I do okay on the song. I used to be in choir and stuff too, so I understand that. So, I guess what I really want to know, I guess what my audience really want to know is that you started your career and you got that spark, and then you said to yourself, "This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Now, how can I succeed in this?" So, what were your first thoughts? And hey, let's go for it. It's a dream. It's my calling. Whatever.
Like right now, like I'm still like a college student and stuff, so I'm still trying to take it easy, my studies and all that in a way. But what I'm like really passionate about is just like creating more. Like that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to put out. Because like I'm always inspired by like a lot of people, even close friends of mine, who just are able to put their music and like their art out there. And then with me, I want to sort of do the same thing too, but at the same time, it's like not to just make people happy, but make myself happy. Because as an artist, there's times where like you might feel down about like the way things are, and you always sort of just need like a pick me up and stuff. And that's what I'm trying to do with my life. So
cool.
Yeah.
So I know you're a big proponent of JmoOnTheBeat. So how did that whole career start for you? Was that something that just happened, or did you say, "Hey, I need my own channel"? What happened there?
So with the name itself, JmoOnTheBeat, I remember like always like not ever having like a nickname, because usually like in childhood and stuff, people always have nicknames for you. And I guess I was just one of those kids that like weren't lucky to have a nickname or something like that. So yeah. I just thought. I think JMO sounds pretty cool because I kind of got the inspiration from like a teacher
Right.
who like kind of had a similar name to mine, and I was like, well, but then with the so that's where JMO came from, and then on the beat, I was sort of learning how to do music production, but um, I'm still learning. So yeah, I just decided that as a singer and stuff, maybe I was thinking about having my actual name, which is Jamie Passaway, but I decided to, on the beat is sort of unique. Like, who would ever expect me, a rock and roll singer, like with a name like that? So
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. So, I guess I want to learn a little bit about like what you're doing now and what's got you excited for the future so far. So, what are your future plans so far? Anything interesting coming up?
Oh yeah. In fact, in 2 weeks from now, December 17th at Creator Space, where I'm here right now, I'm gonna be having like a rock and roll show with myself, my backing group, the J Lighters, and special guests, the Infernos. They also do like rock and roll stuff just like me, and that's gonna be happening pretty soon, of course. And it's $5 at the door, and all that stuff. Like we are welcoming everybody. Like it's an all age show. So
Right.
that's happening. And then just recently, yesterday, in fact, I just had my first recording session with the Catalyst Artists Collective. It's like a special like nonprofit group in the Twin Cities to help artists like me become better at like what I'm trying to do. And
Right.
yeah, it was pretty fun. Like I just recorded a whole song. It should be coming out sometime next year, and I'm pretty excited for that.
Right.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
and
when so you write, produce, and make your own music. That's a lot to take under your wing. There. Do you ever find one being the more driving force for you, or?
Uh, producing in a sense, because I'm still like, even like now, I usually have help from my good friends who are like more into like the production stuff and music to help me out with that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I wanna learn more about that, but at the same time, it's pretty tricky.
Right. So,
Yeah.
we all have that one song that kind of says to us, this is something I really, really like. I really think people will like, and do people like it, right? So, what did you have a song or something that you put together that people were very attracted to, or was there one specific song that kind of moved you?
Honestly, like a lot of my songs move me in a way. Like, uh, I think one of my biggest songs that kind of like attracted people to me was a song that I wrote called "Lost Treasure," and like the story behind that song is I wrote it for my celebrity crush's birthday, Isabella Merced, and like I wrote it, recorded it, everything, all that in that whole day of her birthday, and like I wanted to surprise her with it. But as celebrities, like they usually don't see your stuff, so it took me like I guess like a whole year or so to like finally have her like listen to the song, and yeah, I was happy because like I asked her, I had like a whole cameo thing set up, and she sent back her message, and yeah, she heard the song, she liked it, and yeah, like when I first put it out there, like a lot of people were attracted to it, saying, "Jamie, this song needs to be produced more." I was like, "Well, one day we'll see," but yeah, like it's just one of those songs that like has a good beat, has like something that keeps people memorized, and just make them happy and stuff.
Right. So, interesting things going on there. So you've reached out. You're in a lot of the mainstream media kind of stuff. You're putting your stuff out there and stuff like that. Have there been any real big challenges that you've been trying to face recently that you've kind of overcome and stuff like that?
Um, like with right now, like with my backing group, like G My Mind was always like to play like rock and roll music with a group behind me and stuff, and it's as of right now, it's kind of hard to like find musicians and stuff. Like even with the guys who are helping me out now, it's sort of like a one time thing, unless like they like want to keep jamming out with me and stuff. That's fine with me, but I know like of course bandmates don't last forever, but like I'm just trying to look for like a specific group of people who like are willing to
Right.
help me out with this stuff, and like
You need to find your team, in other words, right?
yeah, pretty much. Like I want to have a good team, like to help me out. Like I want to help them out just as much as they can
Right.
help me.
That's how you become a success in this. Is that it's not all about the fame or how many people see it. It's about helping your friends out, and then hopefully when you help them out, they help you out, and it spreads like wildfire. So, it's just one of those things that one of the philosophies that this show follows a lot is that we want to play it forward or give to the community or give to something there, And
Yeah.
just as, we're walking through a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, has the pandemic changed anything for you personally?
Um, in a sense, like when I first started like trying to look for musicians, like it was like sort of during like the end of the pandemic. Well, not the end, but you know what I mean, like the
Yeah,
end
I
of
know
the
what you
year
mean.
of the yeah. And it was kind of tricky at first, but like there were like people who were like interested in stuff at the time, and then like with music and stuff, like it hasn't really held me back as much because I'm the one who wants to like persevere with my music, and like I mentioned, with helping out people, like I do like to share other people's stuff, such as I guess a few examples. My friend Colin Bracewell, like he was the reason why I'm here now, like doing like Catalyst music stuff, and same thing with my friend Nigel. He was the one who helped me like with my first actual produced song, Camille, and so many other people I could think of, like Zach Fisher, Neighbors Cuts, just like so many people I'm thankful for. And yeah, like even with you, I'm thankful for you for like letting me do this interview. So yeah, I'm always like always thankful like to
Well,
have
that
people like give. I said I was thankful for you too. Like I'm always happy to just have people like give me a chance to say what I gotta say, do what I gotta do.
right.
Yeah.
It's important for me to get people's opinions out there because I know everyone has a differing opinion. Everybody has a different philosophy of how they want to live their life. And my whole point is,
Yeah.
yeah, you can still have your life and your philosophies, but why can't we just share all of this stuff together and then not worry about the
Exactly.
money shit anymore? So,
Yeah.
or we can give into my evil plan, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So, you know,
All right.
but I guess my last question for you would be that you you gotta wait for somebody to leave here. My wife wanted to pop in and have a cigarette, so she's leaving now. So sorry guys, we're back here. Chachacho. Anyway, so my last question for you is that this is the moment when I think artists can succeed the most right now because we're just coming out of being cooped in forever. And I think that what we should do and what we have done are going to be a little bit different, but we've got to work within the confines of what people want for certain venues and stuff like that. Do you have any issues with getting into venues or anything like that that's kind of caused you any trouble since the pandemic?
Mm,
You don't have to say name specific ones, but
let me see. I'm trying to think because like I said, I mainly just started performing like around 2018, so I
okay.
was kind of limited to like knowing places and stuff.
So
Like
so this is kind of a newer experience for you for that one. Okay.
in a sense, yeah,
Yeah.
because like I um like this year and sort of like in the middle of 2020, like I did want to explore more like venues and stuff.
Right.
And Creator Space is like the most like recent and newest sort of venue of mine where I like to perform. Yeah, like I don't think I would have trouble because like I said, it's like we both mentioned, it's all about the connections and stuff. And like with the few people
Right.
that I know, I was able to like find like certain small places where I
Right.
could probably have the chance to perform at or perform at one day.
Right. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about my evil plan here. So
Ooh,
just so you know what my evil plan is, I plan to make this giant red magic button that blows us up all at once and explodes us. But because I'm a nice guy and I want to give the world a chance, I'm giving people like you to come onto my show and help me solve the world's problems. So my question for you is, how would you save the world if you had one thought? What would you do?
well, my only ability is playing music, but I'll not just play music. I'll try to like get like some of the world's most like important figures together, and try to solve like certain things one at a time, like like world hunger, um, gun control, stuff like that. And yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like because like I know like I'm one in like a billion and stuff, but I feel like almost everybody's life has a meaning to this world. So with me, like I'll personally just be like I'll have like a small concert and stuff with like a whole bunch of like big people, and just come together and just have fun. And
So
yeah,
you're
and hopefully we can talk more about the political stuff and stuff like that.
right. So you're more of the let's gather a bunch of people together, let's solve the problem and go it that way, right? So we all
Yeah,
come
cause yeah,
together and we say, hey, no matter what your political crap is, no matter what your faith crap is, let's just solve the problem. Like world hunger.
Right.
Who can argue with world hunger? We don't want that anymore. But if you look at half of the
Yeah.
stuff we throw away at supermarkets, at places who have food every night at the end of the night, if we could just, hey,
Exactly.
come here at 12 o'clock at night when I'm closed down. If I have any dishes left over, I'll give them to you at least, because that's something to eat at least,
Exactly.
right? That's not going to
Yeah.
hurt your business. You've already counted it as waste. Why not give it to someone who could actually have a benefit of it? You know?
Yes. Exactly.
Or, hey, you're a store manager or a store person in your life, and a person who obviously looks homeless and hungry, you don't give them a full meal, but you give them a burrito and a drink and a couple of fries or something like that. Isn't it going to kill
Exactly. It'll make their
McDonald's?
day.
Yeah.
It'll just make their day.
Yeah. So I've had a tradition since I was a young boy. Every year I go around and I do little good deeds for people. So I go out and I give out to my community. I try to make up like meals for Christmas, or if we have extra groceries that week, I bag up extra groceries and dump them off where people are more homeless, like the homeless campsites and stuff like that. So I guess what I'm asking you is, do you do anything in your local community to help bring people together?
Uh, Me personally, I like to just join stuff because in a way, I feel like I probably have ideas, but I'm not like too good at what's the word? Just doing them pretty much.
Right.
So like the rec center that I live by, which is McDonough Recreation Center, they usually have stuff like that. Or like I mentioned earlier, a friend of mine named Robert Neighbors of Neighbor Cuts, he usually has like these fundraisers where like he and like a bunch of other people give back to the people. Like they just did something recently where they had some stuff for like Thanksgiving, like haircut stuff for the kids they give back, and then another person who I can mention, Good Boy. He's this rapper who I met recently. Usually, like they have he and this place called the Depot. It's another place where I recently performed.
Right.
They have like this open mic food drive. What they do, and you go over there if you want to give food. Like they usually have it over there, and then also he gets a chance to perform, which I think is a pretty good idea. And I think like more people should do that. Like have like opportunities for like musicians or like just anybody who wants to perform, but also to give back to like the community as well.
Right. So that's a great answer. It's just that's the whole point, right? Hey, maybe
Yeah,
I can't do a lot, but maybe I have a little extra money right now, and that coffee at Starbucks, I can go without it this week. So I can, give them that extra $5. Now, what they choose to do with it, you can't control. I'm sorry. You can try to pick the right person all you want, but you've just got to have it in your heart. Today, I helped someone, no matter who it was. I try to pick the ones who actually look like they've been out there a while, not the ones with the tank top and shorts and look like they should be in college somewhere. So, it's like, you look like you are capable of getting a job. Even me right now, I've got some issues where I can't work right now because my back is kind of undergoing some healing issues right now. So, and that's important for us too. So I guess what I want to know is if we're healing the world, is there anything we should keep in mind when we're healing it? When we're building it back stronger now, what should we not have and have?
um, that's a hard question. I wouldn't really know how to answer that. I think like the best thing is as like everything's like coming back together, like just always be careful because we still have like COVID. Like you really, that's what everybody should kind of be concerned about. Like I know there's some people out there who has the right to their opinion of like just ignoring and continuing their life, but also too it should be best like for everybody just to be careful and stuff.
Yeah, that's very true. I had a very close friend of mine who just got sick from COVID, and because she was negative and he was positive, he had to stay in his room for 2 weeks so that he could be isolated and stuff. And that stuff can be hard in your own home sometimes. So
Yeah,
you know, and it's kind of like one of those deals where, okay, I've got to wear a mask when I go in his room. I've got to take my mask off when I get out of his room. I know it's a lot for us to deal with right now, and I agree with you. Those people who have that personal opinion, okay, if that's how they want to live their lives, great. But then don't stop the people who do want to do this and do want to try to keep us safe, because that's the only thing making the numbers stop dwindling so fast. You know?
exactly. Because I feel there are people like, especially businesses, who are like doing that thing where you gotta like have your vaccine card and stuff, and like people are getting upset about that. Like they have the right to do that. Why you should get mad? It's their business, not yours. If you don't want to go there anymore, don't go anymore. Just go somewhere else who probably like will take your sickness or something like that. So.
Right. There are companies who are willing to take that liability risk and companies who aren't willing to take that liability risk. And some of them smaller mom and pop shows can't afford anyone to get sick, so they've got to enforce that, because if one of their employees gets sick right now and they only have 4 employees, so I encourage people
right away.
Right. I encourage people who can work to get back to work, and those people who are having trouble, seek the help you need, because it's a phone call sometimes that helps you get on the right track, So as we start to wind down this show just a tiny bit there, J-Mo, and I really appreciate you being on today, really, really do. I guess, I know those are big, heavy questions to think about, but I guess my last question for you is kind of personal to your race and your color, because I don't understand that. Is there anything about the Black Lives Movement or what's been happening in Minnesota right now that's got you either feeling good or negative about? Just you personally? Or is that too hard to answer? That's it.
It's to me, it's a little hard because, like, yeah, I support the Black Lives Matter thing, and like I'm always supporting my fellow African Americans and stuff. But like, yeah, at the same time, like I know, like with right now, like people still gotta know we still have our own lives, and like we should all just respect each other and stuff like that. Because like what's been going on like around with the news and stuff, like all these like school shootings and stuff, like it's terrible, and especially I don't know, like especially with the system and stuff, like how it's still like it's terrible, and like it just seems like it goes against us, like in almost every perspective in our way is just terrible.
Right.
We should all continue to support each other pretty much.
I wish I could say I understand, but I really don't, because I haven't had your life, But
yeah.
So I haven't lived the life of someone who's had that color on their skin, but I empathize and try to. The reason I'm bringing it up with anybody who's in African America, and especially in Minnesota, is I want people to know, hey, people are still out there thinking about it. People are still out there trying to do something for the local culture, community. Doesn't mean you can't be proud of who you are and what you are. It just means, hey, be accepting of them for who they are. Unfortunately, that's an evil piece of you know what. But
and also too, for me, I say like with me, I'm always trying to make sure that when it comes to my performances or just shows in general, that anyone can be welcome. As long as we all respect each other and stuff. It's just that I want to make sure that everybody can come together and just have a good time. And let's see. With the show, like I said, it's an all-age show, so that pretty much just represent ourselves. And then also too, even now and then, I usually get scared to be going outside every once in a while, just because all these things you see on the news.
Right.
I'm not a fan of the news, but every once in a while it just comes up, and you just have to sit there and watch it. So that's what I do. And I get scared sometimes, and that's what I'm always saying. People it's all about just being careful with what you do in your day. As long as you're able to grind, work hard, all that stuff, and yet you're still careful. That's all that should matter to you.
Right.
And I just want to let everybody who I care about know that make sure to keep doing what you're doing every day, as long as you're careful.
Right. That's great advice. I really appreciate that for my audience and the people watching as well. So, is there anything last things you'd like to tell people how to find you? Where should they go to find you if people want to come find you and see your stuff?
You can find me on Instagram. The name is sort of long, so it's JmoOnTheBeat_official. It's funny saying that to people. And then also too, if you're 18 and plus, you can follow me on Twitter, which is JmoOnTheBeat, all words put together, and each starting word is capital. And you can also find me on my YouTube channel, JmoOnTheBeat. We just reached 150 subscribers recently, and we're still growing. And you'll be welcome to join the J.A.W, of course. That's the name of my community.
Yeah.
And just released a new single, which I shared with you, single "Heartbreak." I was wondering what did you think of it, by the way?
I thought it was a very moving song because I was listening to it and I was like, this person knows heartbreak. This person knows what it's truly like to have their heart crushed, you know? So I kind of felt like I felt sad, but at the same time, it kind of felt like it was moving towards a more positive outlook, though. Yeah, this bad kind
Yeah,
of thing happened to me. Yes, of course, I'm sad, sad, sad. Here's where I start picking up the light and start moving forward, kind of song. That's kind of what I got from it.
yeah,
So
yeah. Because like with both songs, like yeah, I never been in a relationship, but like I can almost kind of relate to it in a sense. But just like being single, sort of like reading people in a sense. So yeah,
sometimes
that's what
being
really took.
single and looking for that love is, you know, it's a really hard thing sometimes because it's either your issue or their issue or something issue, you know. So you
Yeah,
never
it's
know.
always, it's always up.
It's always up to something, right? So it's just like, we don't know. We have to keep trying and keep going. So I liked the song very much, and we'll put that link in the chat below when we get off here. So if anyone wants to know that link, I'll put those links in the chat afterwards so that you guys can go check him out. Okay. Well, I want to thank
Yeah,
everybody for being here today, including you, JMO. It was an awesome interview. I want to thank
thank
you
you.
for being here today on the Josh Show. And I really want to say appreciate everyone out there. And I thank you for being. Don't forget to subscribe to me and my YouTube channel or check me out on Facebook. So we'll see you guys later. Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.